So, you know, another thing that I really go in like as far as transgender sexuality, you know, I respect the fact that regardless of all the prejudices that they have to normally put up with, because let's be honest, I'm like a transgender woman, they really have to be tough. Because,
they really do.
Because they get it from every side. They get it, you know, from, you know, like religious groups, you know, who are overzealous, Westboro Baptist Church, uneducated, like, you know, straight guys. Not this one, but, you know, all uneducated straight guys who are less tolerant and they just want to go ahead and be harassing. I was like, and then you go ahead and get the guys who necessarily may go ahead and be like tolerant, but then they want to go ahead and harass them like they would like a straight girl. Like they try to be like all gropey and stuff. And because like, you know, they happen to look, you know, more masculine, you know, because with that, because, you know, with Adam's apple prominent, you know, or whatever the case may be, I was like with transgender, I feel as though that people think that they are an easier target than like straight women.
Well, the thing is, like, my whole point of view towards them is, like, the one thing I do like about the transgenders, they're the most likely to strive towards bettering themselves. Mm-hmm. For example, there's a rap artist named Sydney Starr. Mm-hmm. I came across her one day by accident, but like I've actually liked her rap. I liked her videos. Everything was cool. And like another point that there are some transes that's so passable you can't tell. I actually showed her music video on my ship. Went through at least 10 guys. And I was like, hey, what do you think about her? Oh yeah, I think she's hot. Yeah, you hook up with her, right? Yeah, probably. But she has a bigger than you too.
They're like, wait a minute, what?
Then I let them know it's a tranny. Then I let them know it's a tranny, and they instantly thought it was a joke I reported on. However, a lot of them, there were still a few of them that actually, as soon as they saw that, they realized that, like, because there's a lot of assumptions out there about, like, you're always going to get a man in a dress. And I'm talking about, like, you walk up to the chick in the bar, you think she looks all nice, she turns around and is like, hey, how you doing?
I mean, you know, and the thing that I really don't go ahead and appreciate, which it's been, you know, less like, you know, prominent, is that more transsexuality has been more used as a punchline, much in the same way as gays were used as a punchline, and much in the same way.
Man, that's gay. I can't believe, how you gonna act that gay? That'd be gay.
And even further back, where even like being, you know, black was, you know, considered, you know, like sort of a joke, and we were more of the sidekick or more of the punchline and the slapstick guy, as opposed to, you know, really thoughtful, intelligent, hard-working human beings. And I feel as though that also in a lot of ways that, you know, people tend to, you know, use that as a negative is. Like, okay, so to close out, like, you know, this topic, I was like, I want to go ahead and, like, start with this, I'm going to share, like, a little story with you. Okay, gather around, kids. So, it's like, back in the day, I used to go ahead and work over at Budget, over in Nightdale. And, you know, one of the cars that we have to go ahead and, like, rent was just, like, a regular Chevy Malibu. Or, you know, just any other cars that you could possibly go ahead and want. And one day, on a Tuesday morning, there was this couple, I was like, who walked in. And you could tell they were both, like, Muslim. Heavily Muslim, right? I was like, yo, the woman was, like, yo, just wrapped, I'm not sure, like, what the appropriate term is, to be honest, but like the traditional where you could only see her face. Yeah, I was like, so I was like, hi, how can I help you? He's like, well, I was going to like looking to go ahead and reserve a car. I'm like, okay, that's fine. So I go ahead and I show him like, yo, the car. I go ahead and I rent them the car. I send them on their way. The very next day they come in and come back from a trip. I was like, and he's like, hey, I was like, I brought it back. I was like, okay, so I've left the building. They're sitting inside like the office, and you know, I'm checking the car just to make sure that everything's okay, and, you know, like, is the gas filled? Meanwhile, inside the office, he was asking his wife, he's like, you know what? He's like, I wonder if that guy is growing female breast. Now, mind you, it's like, the wife, I believe, had just recently converted to the religion, so she was much more,
blunt.
Well, she wasn't as... No. It was the male that was the blunt. It wasn't the female. The female was actually much more understanding and frankly pissed off, like, at the guy for being so insensitive. And I don't think that the guy was trying to be insensitive about the situation. I just think that he was one of those many people that you will encounter in your life that doesn't know the difference between regular talk and kitchen table talk. I walk back in the office. He's sitting there looking like, yo, what the hell happened? I was like, yo, why are you mad? And the Muslim wife just sort of looking at him holding her purse like, just wait till we get to our And, I go in to check them out. I don't know what was going on, and, I give them the receipt. I sent them on their way. So the very next day, I open up the shop. I go ahead and I get everything ready, and as I'm checking out, like, paperwork and stuff, I forgot what I was doing. Phone rings. I answer the phone. I'm like, thank you for calling the budget at Nightdale. This is Kaja. How may I help you? And he says, hi. It's that guy you rented like that car like yesterday. And I'm like, oh, okay. I was like, so, hi, how can I help you? I'm like, is there anything wrong? And he said, no, I just wanted to ask you a question because my wife was really pissed off at me because I wanted to ask you this question. I immediately get filled with dread because whenever somebody starts off the phrase, can I ask you a question? It's usually really inappropriate and usually really uncomfortable. But, I grin and bear, so I said, okay, go ahead, sport, what is it? And he said, I just wanted to ask you, I was talking to my wife, and I was saying that I thought you were growing female breast. And I was just curious, like, would you have been offended if I had asked you if you were growing female breast? Now, mind you, the way he said breast, it wasn't like, female breast, it was breast! Capital B, capital R, capital E, capital A, capital S, capital T. Breast. Like, the man was really all about breast. It kind of made me feel a little bit uncomfortable, not because he was asking me if I was growing female breast, but he was just so fascinated by the fact that I might be growing breast. And the fact that he kept, saying the word, like, breast! Now, I had been in this situation on more than one occasion where, someone asked me something really inappropriate, but, I didn't take any offense to it necessarily because he wasn't trying to be offensive. He just, didn't really know how else to go about it, and he didn't really know how else to politely, say.
He was ignorant.
He was ignorant. Let's just put it that way. So, and plus, I can't, necessarily say, like, you idiot. I can't say that. I'm on the clock. He was like, and I want this guy to come back and rent another car. So I said, while I personally am not offended by that particular question, I can understand why your wife might be a little bit upset by you asking somebody else that question, particularly a complete stranger, because my focus when I'm at this job is, to rent you a car, not whether I'm growing female breast or not. And for the record, no, I am not. Sometimes, not everybody has to suck it. And again, I was like, the guy wasn't trying to be, like, offensive, he was just ignorant. So that does it for this episode of KCTV. If you want to go and research anything that we discussed today, the links are all down below, as well as a couple of transgender advocacy groups.
And if you have any questions at all, just hit us up on Twitter or email us. And, well, to all you lovely guys and all you lovely girls, once you hook up, surprise!